When you look at a butterfly, what do you truly see? A fragile creature dancing on borrowed time, or something far greater? Most people only notice the surface, the soft wings, the fleeting colors, the way light catches for a second before it disappears. But somewhere deep inside, a quieter question stirs. Why this one? Why does one butterfly, out of thousands, seem to pull your attention as if it's calling you by name? What if that pull isn't random? What if the butterfly you instinctively choose holds a secret, not about how the world sees you, but about who you really are beneath every mask, every habit, every smile that hides a storm? Carl Jung spent his life trying to decode that hidden layer, the unconscious realm, where symbols speak the language that words cannot. He believed that our choices, even the ones we dismiss as coincidence, are never truly accidental. They are reflections, messages from the deeper self, guiding us back to what we've forgotten. The butterfly has always been one of humanity's oldest mirrors. Across cultures and centuries, it has symbolized rebirth, transformation, and the eternal rhythm of letting go and becoming new again. It reminds us that change is not loss, it's evolution. And so, this is not just a visual test or a passing game. It's an encounter with your own psyche, a quiet dialogue between your conscious mind and the hidden archetypes that shape who you are becoming. In the next few moments, you'll see several butterflies, each with its own energy, its own color, its own vibration. Don't analyze. Don't overthink. Just feel. Let your instinct choose. Because instinct is the voice of the unconscious, whispering truths long before reason arrives. Whichever butterfly draws you in, that subtle tug, that instant yes, it's not just a preference. It's a reflection of your inner world, the fears you hide, the dreams you chase, the strengths you've forgotten, and the wisdom waiting quietly beneath your everyday thoughts. So before we begin, take a moment. Breathe in deeply. Let the noise of the outside world fade away. This is not about right or wrong. It's not about comparison or judgment. It's about connection to yourself, to the symbols that live within you, and to the mystery that every human soul carries. By the end of this journey, you might not have all the answers, but you may discover a part of yourself that has been waiting patiently to be seen. Are you ready? To find out which butterfly reveals the truth about you. There is something almost otherworldly about the first butterfly. Its wings shimmer in deep shades of blue. Not just any blue, but that rare kind that lives between water and sky. It feels both infinite and intimate at once. At first glance, it seems delicate, fragile even. Yet look closer, and you'll sense a quiet power, a dignity in the way it moves, as if it knows that gentleness and strength were never opposites, but two sides of the same truth. If your eyes were drawn to this butterfly, Jung would say it's not coincidence. He would remind us that symbols, shapes, and colors are the secret alphabet of the unconscious mind. The way the soul speaks when words are too small. Your attraction to this butterfly reflects more than aesthetic taste. It reveals a deep harmony between your inner world and its essence. Blue, symbolically, has always been the color of depth and reflection, of oceans that stretch beyond the horizon, and skies that invite you to drift beyond what is visible. It is the color of introspection, of peace, and of the endless search for meaning beneath the surface. By choosing this butterfly, you reveal yourself as someone who seeks the hidden layers of life. You don't settle for appearances or shallow explanations. You long to understand, to feel, to connect with the unseen patterns that weave existence together. There is in you a quiet yearning, a sensitivity to the invisible, an awareness that life is not only about what we can touch or measure. Jung described souls like yours as guided by intuition, the ability to trust what cannot yet be proven, to sense what words cannot fully capture. But with depth comes vulnerability. If Butterfly One called to you, it may be because you feel the world more intensely than most. You notice the small pauses in a sentence, the silence between heartbeats, the emotion behind someone's eyes. You perceive subtleties others overlook, and that makes you both gifted and fragile. Such sensitivity is a double-edged gift. It fills your life with empathy, imagination, and compassion. Yet at times, it can isolate you. You might have felt misunderstood, as though others couldn't quite grasp the vastness of your inner world. But remember, the butterfly's wings may look delicate, but they carry it across continents. Your sensitivity, too, is not weakness. It is endurance of the softest kind, the kind that survives storms and still finds beauty after the rain. In Jungian language, this butterfly aligns with the archetype of the dreamer, sometimes called the mystic. Those who embody this archetype live close to the border between the seen and the unseen. They dream not only while sleeping, but in waking life, finding stories, symbols, and revelations hidden in ordinary moments. For you, life is not just survival or routine. It's a pilgrimage of meaning. You are drawn to art, music, philosophy, or spirituality, anything that allows the invisible to take form. You see patterns where others see chaos, messages where others see coincidence. Think about the butterfly's own transformation, the quiet miracle that defines its existence. The caterpillar begins close to the earth, content with its simple rhythm, until something inside whispers, "It's time." The cocoon is not comfort. It's dissolution. The old form must completely surrender before the new can be born. And yet, out of that darkness, wings unfold. Fragile, yes, but radiant, ready to travel farther than ever before. By choosing Butterfly One, you might be in that very phase of transformation. Perhaps you sense change approaching, a shift you can't yet name but feel deep within. You know you can't remain who you were, and something in you is ready to emerge, luminous and renewed. The blue wings symbolize calmness, yes, but also courage. The courage to release what no longer fits and to trust what's waiting beyond the unknown. Jung often said that intuition is the unconscious mind processing truths too complex for logic. If this butterfly resonates with you, you likely trust those intuitive nudges, those quiet feelings that tell you when something is right or wrong, even if you can't explain why. But trusting intuition requires bravery. It means walking paths that others can't see, following visions that only your heart recognizes. This butterfly calls you to cultivate that courage, to let your intuition guide you even when reason hesitates. And yet, there's a soft ache hidden in this choice. Blue, after all, is also the color of longing, that deep, wordless yearning for something just beyond reach. Many who choose this butterfly carry within them a gentle sadness, a feeling that something essential is missing. But that longing is not emptiness. It's a compass. It keeps you searching, questioning, evolving. It's the whisper of your higher self urging you toward growth and authenticity. Jung believed that this longing is the voice of the self, the archetype of wholeness, calling us home. If this butterfly drew you in, it means you are listening. even if you don't yet know what the answer will be. You may also feel most alive in nature, where the chaos of modern life fades and the deeper rhythm of existence returns. The sound of leaves, the reflection of the sky on still water, the simple pulse of wind. These things restore you. They remind you that harmony still exists beneath the noise. But the path of the dreamer is never easy. Because you feel so much, you may overthink or carry emotions too heavy for others to understand. You may retreat into solitude, but solitude, for you, is not loneliness, it's sanctuary. It's where you breathe again, where you remember who you are. Choosing Butterfly 1 reveals a soul marked by depth, intuition, and quiet resilience. You are not here to live on the surface. You are here to dive deep, to explore, to feel, to transform. Your life may not follow the straight road others take. It may twist and turn through mystery and meaning. But every step, every silence, every sorrow will lead you closer to truth. So when you look once more at the glowing blue wings of this butterfly, ask yourself, what is it showing you? Your sensitivity, your longing, your courage to transform, or perhaps all of them at once, like the layers of blue that shimmer differently depending on the light. Because that is the beauty of symbols. They are mirrors, not of what you show to the world, but of what your soul is quietly becoming. The second butterfly burns with a completely different fire. Where the first whispered in blue tones of serenity and introspection, this one commands attention. Radiant, fierce, alive. Its wings are streaked with black, gold, and deep crimson, as if night itself collided with flame and refused to die. If your eyes were drawn to this butterfly, Jung would say your soul recognizes its power. This isn't a symbol of stillness. It's a symbol of confrontation, courage, and transformation through struggle. Black, so often feared, is not a color of doom. It is the color of depth, the womb of potential. The night sky from which every star is born. To be drawn to black is to be unafraid of mystery, to know that creation always begins in darkness. Gold, glowing along the edges of its wings, represents refinement. In alchemy, gold is what emerges after everything false has burned away. It's the treasure hidden inside hardship. And red, pulsing at its center, is the heartbeat of desire, passion, vitality, life itself refusing to be silenced. To choose this butterfly means you are not afraid to walk through fire, or perhaps you already have. You understand that real strength is not the absence of pain, but the ability to transform it. Jung would call this the path of individuation through confrontation. It is the journey of facing the shadow, the hidden parts of the self we often deny or repress. Those who are drawn to this butterfly carry within them the archetype of the warrior or transformer. If this is your choice, you are likely someone who has endured storms and come out tempered, not broken. You have met your fears, your failures, your losses, and rather than letting them define you, you've used them as raw material for growth. You may be the kind of person others turn to when everything falls apart. They see your strength, but few know what it cost to build it. The late nights, the heartbreaks, the silent battles no one witnessed. Your calm comes not from naivety, but from surviving the fire and realizing you can. The golden veins on its wings mirror the Japanese art of kintsugi, repairing broken pottery with gold so that the cracks become the most beautiful part. Your scars, too, have become your gold. They are not shameful. They are sacred proof that you are still here. Red, the color of fire and blood, is also the color of life force. To choose this butterfly means that deep within, you burn with passion, for truth, for love, for freedom. You live intensely, feel deeply, and you don't apologize for it. Jung believed that repressing passion leads to illness of the soul, that the instinctive, primal energy within us must be honored, not suppressed, if we want to live fully. You may be someone who has learned, or is learning, to channel that fire wisely, to turn raw desire into creative purpose, to let passion become fuel instead of destruction. Still, transformation is never tidy. The warrior's path is demanding. It requires you to face not just external battles, but internal ones. Your doubts, your fears, your anger, your pain. But here's the secret Jung revealed. True power isn't about conquering the shadow. It's about integrating it. To be whole, you must accept that darkness and light both belong to you. And this butterfly, with its contrast of black, gold, and red, embodies exactly that truth. It teaches that strength is not found in denial, but in union. If you were drawn to it, it might mean you are entering a stage of life where you can no longer avoid your own power. Perhaps you feel a stirring, the urge to speak louder, to act braver, to live more authentically. The timid version of you is fading. The true self is stepping forward. This butterfly reflects the courage to say, enough. Enough of shrinking. Enough of playing small. Enough of apologizing for your fire. In you lives the transformer, the one who turns loss into wisdom, chaos into clarity, endings into beginnings. You might not always realize it, but you are constantly being reborn. Jung said that transformation often feels like death, because part of the old self must die for the new to emerge. That is why the black in this butterfly is so powerful. It's not darkness for its own sake, but the fertile void that precedes awakening. Gold follows black. Light follows fire. Every trial you've endured has carved a doorway to greater consciousness. If you feel restless, as though life is asking you to rise higher, to take risks, to claim your voice, it's because your soul is ready. The warrior archetype within you has awakened, so let yourself burn brightly. Let your passion lead you. Let your shadows become your teachers. Because this butterfly is not about perfection, it's about transformation. To choose it is to declare, I am not afraid of my own depth. I will use every wound as fuel for my becoming. The path may be intense, but it's real. And for a soul like yours, authenticity is worth every flame. So when you gaze again at those wings, black as midnight, gold as the sun, and red as a living heart, remember, they are not just colors. They are the story of your becoming. They are you, fierce, complex, unstoppable. The third butterfly feels like a breath of light. Its wings are translucent, pearly, almost weightless, white that glows like morning mist touched by the first sun. It doesn't shout for attention, it invites it. There is serenity here, the calm of snow before dawn, of silence so pure it feels holy. If your gaze was drawn to this one, Jung would smile knowingly. He would say your soul recognizes its reflection in that light. Because this butterfly speaks the language of clarity, truth, and transcendence. White is never just absence of color. It holds all colors within it. It is unity disguised as simplicity. To be drawn to this butterfly means that somewhere deep inside, you long for wholeness, for a life stripped of illusion, for authenticity so real it almost hurts. You may be a seeker of transparency, someone who values honesty more than perfection. You crave relationships that are real, words that carry truth, and experiences that cleanse rather than clutter your heart. You are not content with half-truths. You would rather face a painful reality than live behind a beautiful lie. But such purity can be demanding. To live with an open heart in a noisy world requires immense courage, because openness means exposure, and exposure can feel raw. Yet that very vulnerability is where your quiet strength is born. In Jungian terms, this butterfly mirrors the archetype of the healer or the sage alchemist. Those drawn to it often carry wisdom that feels ancient, even if unspoken. You may not always realize it, but people sense peace around you. They come to you for calm, for clarity, for understanding. Your gift is not in fixing others, but in seeing them clearly, reminding them of their own light. You may have learned this gift the hard way. Many healers are shaped by pain they once thought would break them. Perhaps you've faced emptiness, the kind that makes the world lose color for a while. But instead of letting that void swallow you, you learned to listen to it. You discovered that emptiness is not the end of meaning. It's the space where meaning begins. That is what this white butterfly whispers. That stillness is sacred. That fragility is not weakness, but transparency, an invitation for light to enter. You might feel drawn towards spirituality, meditation, or the contemplative arts, not because you're escaping life, but because you're searching for what lies beneath it, the pulse behind the visible world. Your questions are the timeless ones. Why am I here? What is love when all masks fall away? What remains when everything temporary fades? You are not afraid to stand in that silence and wait for the real answer. That patience, that trust in the unseen, is the essence of the alchemist within you. While the warrior transforms through fire, the healer transforms through light. Illumination, awareness, forgiveness. These are your tools. You know that healing does not mean erasing pain. It means integrating it until it becomes wisdom. Your journey is subtle, invisible to many, but profoundly powerful. The translucent wings of this butterfly also remind us that not everything should be seen clearly all at once. Some truths reveal themselves slowly, like dawn spreading across the sky. If you were drawn to this butterfly, life may be asking you to trust the unfolding. Don't rush clarity. Let it arrive in its own time. The light will come precisely when you are ready to see it. Choosing this butterfly also means you carry faith in something larger. Whether you call it spirit, destiny, or the quiet intelligence of the universe, you sense that your story is part of a grander pattern, and that every encounter, even the painful ones, has purpose. The white butterfly is both a mirror and a messenger. It reflects your longing for peace, your gift of empathy, your ability to see the sacred hidden in ordinary life. And it reminds you that the purest strength is gentle, the truest wisdom humble, the deepest healing silent. So when you gaze again at its luminous wings, fragile, weightless, yet radiant, remember, you are not here to be flawless. You are here to illuminate, to bring light into dark places, first within yourself, then for others. You are the alchemist of emotion, the healer of meaning, the one who turns transparency into truth. And your journey, though quiet, is nothing short of miraculous. Now that you've seen the butterflies and felt yourself drawn to one more than the others, pause for a moment. Let the silence breathe. Ask yourself, did something inside you respond? Maybe a sentence, a word, a color, a feeling that refused to fade. That's how the unconscious speaks. not in explanations, but in echoes. You didn't simply choose a butterfly. You answered a call from your own soul. Maybe the calm blue whispered of intuition and depth. Maybe the black and gold burned with your hidden strength and the courage to transform. Maybe the white shimmered like a prayer for clarity and peace. Whichever it was, remember, this isn't a verdict. It's not a label or a box. It's a reflection, a living mirror showing where you are in your journey right now. Jung taught that symbols are alive. They move with us, change with us, grow as we do. So the butterfly you chose today might not be the same one you'd choose a year from now. And that's the beauty of it. Growth is never still. What matters is awareness. Because once you see yourself, even for a heartbeat, you can never go back to sleep. That single moment of recognition becomes the seed of transformation. So hold on to what you felt. Write it down. Let it guide one small decision today. A word you speak with more honesty. A boundary you protect. A dream you finally honor. And now, I want to hear from you. Which butterfly called your name? Was it the calm blue dreamer, the fiery warrior, or the radiant white healer? Did the description surprise you, or did it feel like something you'd known all along? Share it below in the comments, because your insight might awaken someone else's. We're not just watchers here. We're travelers on the same road of discovery. If this journey touched something inside you, if it made you pause or feel or remember who you are, then help this circle grow. Leave a like so that others can find their way here. Subscribe if you haven't yet, because this is only the beginning. There are more symbols waiting for us. Keys, doors, stars, animals, dreams, each one a portal into the vast landscape of the self. And together, we'll keep walking deeper into those mysteries. One image, one story, one awakening at a time. Share this video with someone you care about. You never know, the message they've been waiting for might arrive in the simplest form. A butterfly appearing at just the right moment. So choose your butterfly. Listen to its message. And remember, the path of self-discovery never truly ends. It unfolds quietly, like wings opening to the light.